Have you ever noticed how some people in their 60s seem to move through life with ease, walking briskly, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, even dancing, while others of the same age look decades older, struggling to rise from a chair or losing balance with every step? What separates these two paths isn't just fate, it's leg strength. Your legs are more than just muscles that move you around. They are your foundation, your independence, and your signal of vitality. After 60, your leg strength becomes one of the most powerful predictors of your future quality of life. Not your cholesterol, not even your weight, but how strong your legs are. Because leg strength determines how easily you can move, how stable you are when standing, and how confidently you can navigate your world. When your legs are strong, you stay mobile, active, and capable. When they weaken, everything else starts to decline. Think about it, your legs carry you through every single part of your day. Getting out of bed, climbing stairs, getting in and out of the car. These may seem like small movements until they're gone. Weak legs silently steal your independence one simple task at a time. The first sign is subtle. You hold on to railings more often. You avoid long walks. You start choosing the elevator instead of the stairs. And before you know it, you've entered a cycle of decline. Less movement leads to weaker muscles, which leads to even less movement. But here's the powerful truth. This cycle can be reversed at any age. The body is incredibly adaptive. Even in your 70s or 80s, you can rebuild strength, balance, and coordination. Studies show that consistent leg training, even light bodyweight exercises, can dramatically improve mobility and independence in older adults. Your muscles remember how to grow. They just need a signal, and that signal is movement. Dr. Peter Attia, in his book Outlive, calls leg strength the single greatest predictor of longevity and health span. The years you live strong, not just alive. It's your body's currency of youth. Because when your legs are strong, your heart works better, your brain gets more oxygen, your metabolism speeds up, and your confidence soars. You don't just live longer, you live better. So if you're over 60, ask yourself, when was the last time you truly challenged your legs? Not just walked from room to room, but really used them. Because the truth is, walking alone isn't enough. Your legs need resistance, tension, and purpose. You don't need a gym membership, you need a mindset. One that refuses to accept decline as destiny. Leg strength isn't about building muscle for appearance. It's about maintaining freedom. It's the difference between depending on others and living on your own terms. The good news, you already have everything you need to start your own body a few minutes a day and the decision to move forward instead of giving in to gravity. Remember this, strong legs don't just carry your body, they carry your future. Every squat, every step, every stretch is a vote for a stronger, longer life. Because when your legs are strong, your life is too. The shocking connection between weak legs and early aging isn't something most people talk about. But it's one of the most revealing truths about the human body. Weak legs don't just make movement harder, they actually accelerate the aging process itself. When your legs lose strength, your entire system begins to decline. Your balance, metabolism, circulation, and even brain function. It's as if your body senses that the foundation is crumbling and everything else starts to follow. Here's why this happens. Your leg muscles, especially your quadriceps and glutes, are among the largest in your body. They act like an engine that keeps your blood moving, your hormones balanced, and your metabolism alive. When that engine weakens, less oxygen reaches your brain and organs, and your body begins to interpret that as a signal of aging. The result, fatigue, stiffness, slower recovery, even cognitive decline. It's not aging causing weak legs, it's weak legs causing aging. You see, strength loss isn't just about muscle, it's about communication. Your muscles constantly send signals to your brain, and your brain responds by producing chemicals that maintain vitality, growth hormone, testosterone, endorphins. When your legs go unused, that communication fades, and your body quietly shifts into shutdown mode. That's why scientists often call muscle the organ of longevity. It's not vanity, it's survival. Imagine your legs as a life battery. Every time you move them, climb stairs, rise from a chair, stand on one leg, you're recharging that battery. But every time you stay still, the charge drains a little faster. Over time, this leads to sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass that starts as early as your 40s but speeds up after 60. It's the silent thief of strength, balance, and independence. Here's the inspiring part. This decline is not permanent and it's not inevitable. Even if you've spent years being sedentary, your muscles can wake up again. Your body is always ready to rebuild. All it needs is the signal to start. Research from the University of Birmingham found that people in their 70s who began resistance training built muscle just as efficiently as those in their 20s. The potential never leaves you. It's waiting for you to say, go. So when you think of aging, don't think of wrinkles or gray hair. Think of muscle loss, because that's where aging really begins. And the great news, that's also where it can be stopped every time you work your legs, every squat, every stretch, every step you take with intention. You're telling your body, I'm not done yet. Strong legs don't just slow aging, they reverse it. They boost blood flow, stabilize your posture, sharpen your mind, and reignite your confidence. When your legs are strong, your body moves younger, and your brain believes it. So if you want to turn back time, don't look for a miracle in a bottle or a new diet. Look down. Your anti-aging secret has been right beneath you all along. The overlooked vitamin deficiency sabotaging your muscle strength is one that millions of people over 60 never think about: vitamin D. It's called the sunshine vitamin, but for many older adults, it's more like the missing link in their energy, strength, and mobility. Most people assume that muscle weakness is just part of aging, but in truth, it's often a symptom of a quiet, invisible deficiency that's draining your power from the inside out. Vitamin D isn't just a bone nutrient, it's a muscle activator. Every single muscle fiber in your body has vitamin D receptors. When this vitamin binds to those receptors, it triggers your muscles to contract properly, generate force, and repair themselves after use. Without enough of it, those contractions weaken, and over time, your muscles begin to lose both strength and coordination. You may notice small things first: getting tired faster, struggling to stand from a seated position, or losing balance more easily. Those are not just old age. They're signs your muscles are running on empty. The problem is that as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. Add to the fact that many older adults spend less time outdoors or use heavy sunscreen, and suddenly your body's main supply line is cut off. Even if you eat well, vitamin D is hard to get in large amounts from food alone. That's why deficiency is so widespread and so destructive. What makes it worse is how interconnected vitamin D is with other nutrients. Without enough magnesium, your body can't properly convert vitamin D into its active form. Without vitamin K2, the calcium that vitamin D helps absorb can end up in your arteries instead of your bones and muscles. That's why experts like Dr. Rhonda Patrick often emphasize taking these nutrients together. They work as a team, not as isolated pills. And here's something few people realize: vitamin D doesn't just affect muscles. It also affects the nerves that control them. Studies have shown that deficiency can disrupt the communication between your brain and your muscles, leading to slower reflexes and reduced coordination. It's like a bad Wi-Fi signal between your mind and your body. No matter how much you want to move, your muscles just don't hear the message as clearly. So when you feel weaker, slower, or more tired than you used to, don't assume it's just the number on your birthday cake. Ask yourself, when was the last time you had your vitamin D checked? The simple act of restoring your levels can be life-changing. In fact, research from Harvard and the NIH has linked proper vitamin D intake to better leg strength, fewer falls, and improved walking speed in people over 60. The good news: it's one of the easiest problems to fix. Just a few minutes of morning sunlight on your skin, a daily supplement of vitamin D3, ideally paired with magnesium and K2, can reignite your strength within weeks. It's not hype, it's biology. Think of vitamin D as the switch that turns your muscles back on. When that switch is off, every movement feels heavier. But when you flip it on, your body remembers what it was designed to do: to move, lift, stand, and live powerfully. So if you're over 60 and want stronger legs, start by asking not how much you're exercising, but whether your body even has the energy code to use those muscles. Because without vitamin D, you're fighting with the lights off. Turn them back on and watch your strength return. How this one nutrient fuels muscle repair and nerve function is a story far more powerful than most people realize. We often think of muscles as mechanical, made of fibers, strength, and motion. But inside those fibers is an entire network of electrical signals and chemical reactions. Without the right nutrients, that network breaks down. And one of the most vital yet underappreciated of those nutrients is vitamin D, often alongside its silent partners, magnesium and vitamin K2. Vitamin D doesn't just help your body absorb calcium. It actually tells your muscle cells what to do with it. Every time your muscles contract, whether you're standing, walking, or getting up from a chair, calcium floods into your muscle cells, triggering movement. Then, as your muscles relax, calcium flows back out. Vitamin D controls this process. Without it, those calcium channels malfunction. The result: muscles that feel weak, heavy, or unresponsive. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Your muscles aren't just tissue, they're wired with nerves that constantly communicate with your brain. This communication is how you maintain balance, coordination, and speed. Vitamin D plays a major role here too. It supports the insulation of nerve fibers, called myelin, and helps transmit signals quickly and efficiently. When your vitamin D is low, that signal slows down, leading to poor balance, sluggish reflexes, and a sense that your legs don't listen to you the way they used to. And that's not all. Muscle repair, the ability of your body to heal small tears after movement or exercise, also depends on vitamin D. It regulates protein synthesis, inflammation, and recovery time. Think of it as the project manager for your body's repair team. Without enough of it, your recovery slows down, pain lingers longer, and your muscles stay in a weakened state. Magnesium steps in here as the quiet hero. It activates vitamin D in your body, converting it into its usable form. Without enough magnesium, even if you take vitamin D supplements, your body may not be able to use them effectively. That's why people often say, I take vitamin D but still feel tired. It's not that the vitamin isn't working. It's that it's missing its partner. Together, vitamin D and magnesium create a synergy that fuels both strength and recovery. Then there's vitamin K2, the nutrient that keeps calcium where it belongs, in your bones and muscles, not in your arteries or joints. It ensures that the calcium your vitamin D helps absorb doesn't end up clogging your blood vessels, but instead fortifies your skeletal and muscular systems. When these three nutrients, D3, K2, and magnesium, work together, your muscles don't just get stronger, they communicate better, move smoother, and recover faster. You might not feel these processes happening, but the difference becomes obvious over time. Your steps feel lighter, your balance steadier, you recover from small strains or fatigue faster. You feel alive again because your muscles and nerves are finally firing in harmony. Researchers have found that older adults with adequate vitamin D levels perform better on mobility and balance tests, have higher muscle density, and experience fewer falls. It's not magic, it's proper biology. When your body has the nutrients it needs, it performs like it's supposed to. So if you're over 60 and you feel weaker, it might not be your age at all. It might be a communication breakdown, your muscles and nerves waiting for a nutrient that's gone missing. Restore that connection. Feed your body the right fuel, and it will reward you with strength, steadiness, and renewed energy. Because your body never forgets how to be strong, it just needs the right signal to remember. Just walking isn't enough to build real leg power is something few people ever stop to think about because walking feels like the perfect exercise, right? It's easy, safe, and part of everyday life. And while walking is wonderful for your heart, your joints, and your mood, it's not enough to build the kind of strength your legs need after 60. Walking maintains what you already have, but it doesn't challenge your muscles to grow stronger. And if you're not getting stronger, you're slowly getting weaker because aging doesn't pause when you do. Here's the truth, real leg power comes from resistance, from asking your muscles to do something they're not used to. Walking, for most people, is too gentle to stimulate true muscle growth. Your legs get good at what they practice, and if all they ever do is move at an easy pace, they adapt to that level of effort and stop progressing. To rebuild muscle after 60, your body needs a reason to change. That reason is called progressive overload, gently increasing the challenge over time so your muscles have to rise to meet it. Think about it like this. If you carry a grocery bag every day, eventually it feels light. But if you add a little weight, your body strengthens to handle the extra load. That's how you rebuild leg strength. You have to push, not painfully, not aggressively, but consistently beyond what's comfortable. Research shows that strength training, even light body weight movements, can transform muscle density and balance in older adults in just a few weeks. Exercises like chair squats, wall sits, step-ups, resistance band leg presses activate far more muscle fibers than walking ever could. They engage the glutes, quads, and hamstrings, the three powerhouse muscles that keep you upright and stable. When you challenge these muscles, your body responds by building new fibers, increasing blood flow, and even stimulating hormones that fight aging, like growth hormone and testosterone. And here's another reason walking isn't enough. It doesn't strengthen your fast twitch muscle fibers, the ones that help you react quickly to prevent a fall or stabilize your body when you stumble. As we age, we lose these fibers first, and walking doesn't train them. Short bursts of controlled effort, like standing from a chair without using your hands or climbing stairs with intention, do. Those movements teach your legs to be strong, quick, and responsive, not just mobile. Walking is still important, of course. It keeps your joints lubricated, improves circulation, and supports your heart. Think of it as your foundation, not your finish line. You need to build on top of it with short, strength-focused movements that remind your muscles what they're capable of. Just 10 minutes a day can create a visible difference: firmer legs, better balance, and newfound confidence in how you move. Dr. Michael Greger often says, your body gets good at what it does most often. If you sit most of the day, you get good at sitting. If you only walk slowly, you get good at walking slowly. If you challenge yourself even a little, your body gets good at being strong. So yes, take your walks, enjoy the fresh air, clear your mind. But don't stop there. Add a little resistance, a few squats, some balance work. Feel your legs working again, because the difference between walking and training is the difference between maintaining and reclaiming your strength. You don't have to run marathons. You just have to tell your body, I'm still growing. Because after 60, it's not about movement, it's about momentum. And that momentum begins the moment you decide that walking is just the warm up for something greater. The right way to combine nutrition with short daily movements is what truly turns effort into transformation. You can take every supplement, eat the best foods, and still not see much progress if your muscles aren't being told to use that fuel. And the reverse is true. You can exercise daily, but stay weak if your body doesn't have the nutrients it needs to repair and grow. Real leg strength after 60 comes from the powerful partnership between what you feed your body and how you move it. Here's the thing most people get wrong: they separate food and movement, treating them like two unrelated habits, but they are deeply connected. Nutrition gives your body the raw materials, the bricks, mortar, and energy, while movement gives it the blueprint. You can't build a strong house with no materials, and you can't use materials with no plan. Your body needs both working together. Let's start with movement. You don't need an hour at the gym or complicated routines. In fact, the best approach for those over 60 is micro movement. Short bursts of controlled, intentional motion spread throughout the day. A few squats while brushing your teeth, standing up from a chair without using your hands, lifting your heels to strengthen your calves while you wait for the kettle to boil. These tiny moments add up. They keep your muscles awake, your joints lubricated, and your circulation active. But here's the secret: your muscles don't grow during the movement. They grow after. That's where nutrition steps in. When you move, you create microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. Your body then uses protein, vitamins, and minerals to repair those fibers, making them stronger than before. Without the right nutrients, your body can't complete that repair process effectively. That's why protein matters, not just in your 20s, but even more in your 60s and 70s. Every meal should include a source of clean protein like eggs, fish, Greek yogurt, beans, or lentils. And to unlock that protein's full potential, your body needs vitamin D and magnesium. These nutrients help your muscles use amino acids efficiently and reduce inflammation that can slow recovery. A simple example: imagine doing a few sets of squats each morning, then following it with a breakfast of eggs and spinach, or oatmeal with nuts and fortified milk. You've just paired motion with nutrition, stimulus and repair. That's how you create momentum that lasts. Hydration is another overlooked key. Muscles are about 75% water, and even mild dehydration can sap strength and energy. A glass of water before and after your exercise, even if it's just 10 minutes, keeps your blood flowing and nutrients moving where they're needed. Timing helps too. A light movement session followed by a nutrient-rich meal within an hour gives your body the signal: build, recover, strengthen. It's not about perfection, it's about rhythm. Movement tells your body what to do, nutrition gives it the tools to do it. This combination has another hidden benefit. It keeps your metabolism alive. When your muscles are active and well-nourished, they burn more energy, regulate blood sugar better, and protect you from fatigue and frailty. That's why older adults who train and eat smart often look younger, because their bodies are literally renewing themselves. Think of it this way: food without movement is wasted potential, and movement without nutrition is unfinished work. When you bring them together, you create the perfect cycle: energy in, strength out. So don't separate your meals from your motion. Eat to move. Move to use what you eat. Because the secret to staying strong isn't in a single workout or a single vitamin. It's in the daily dance between nourishment and movement. Your legs, your energy, and your confidence are built one meal, one step, and one choice at a time. A mindset shift that turns aging from decline into opportunity begins the moment you stop seeing your age as a limitation and start viewing it as leverage. The truth is, the human body doesn't just age, it adapts. Every cell in your system listens to what you do, not how old you are. If you feed it strength, challenge, and purpose, it responds like it always has: by getting stronger. But if you feed it fear, inactivity, and resignation, it simply follows your lead. Aging then isn't just a biological process, it's a mindset. Most people, once they cross 60, start to believe that slowing down is inevitable. They talk about getting old like it's a diagnosis. But think of it differently. What if these years were actually your training ground for longevity? What if this was the phase of life where your discipline, experience, and wisdom come together to build the strongest version of you yet? Because they can. You see, decline isn't automatic, it's chosen, often by neglect, sometimes by fear. When you believe you're too old to get stronger, your body listens. Your thoughts send signals to your muscles, your hormones, your nervous system. That's not self-help talk, it's neuroscience. In books like The Biology of Belief, Dr. Bruce Lipton explains how your mindset literally changes your physiology. Your brain releases chemicals based on what you believe is possible. If you think strength and vitality are behind you, your body shuts down those pathways. But if you believe you can grow, adapt, and thrive, it reactivates them. Every great transformation after 60 starts with a simple but powerful mental decision to stop counting the years behind you and start investing in the years ahead. You can't control your birth date, but you can control how you age. You can control what you eat, how you move, and what you focus on. And those choices, repeated daily, create momentum. Here's something to remember. Your body doesn't understand old or young. It only understands stimulus and response. When you challenge your muscles, they grow. When you stretch your balance, it improves. When you nourish your cells, they repair. Every bit of progress you make tells your body, we're not done yet. This mindset shift transforms exercise from a chore into a privilege. You stop working out because you're afraid of getting weaker and start moving because you love the feeling of getting stronger. You stop focusing on what time has taken and start celebrating what time has taught you. Resilience, consistency, and perspective. Think of people like Ernestine Shepherd, started bodybuilding in her 50s and was competing well into her 80s, or Tao Porchon Lynch, who taught yoga past the age of 100. They didn't defy aging, they redefined it. They decided not to accept the standard narrative, and their bodies followed suit. So here's the truth: aging isn't your enemy. It's your opportunity to prove what's possible. It's your chance to slow down, yes, but not to stop, to refine, not retreat, to strengthen, not surrender. Your body is listening to every belief you have about it. So feed it optimism, feed it challenge, feed it purpose. When you do, something amazing happens. Your body responds with energy, balance, and life. You're not getting old, you're getting experienced. You're not losing time, you're gaining focus. The question isn't how much longer can I keep going? The real question is, how strong can I become from here? Because the answer, no matter your age, is always stronger than you think. How to naturally boost your balance, energy, and confidence starts with one simple truth: your body was designed to move. And when it does, everything improves. Balance isn't just about standing on one leg, it's about how your brain, muscles, and nerves communicate. Energy isn't just what you eat, it's what your cells create when they're active and well-nourished. And confidence, that's the reward your body gives you when it feels capable again. These three, balance, energy, and confidence, are not separate goals. They're a chain reaction that starts the moment you decide to strengthen your legs. Let's begin with balance. As we age, balance isn't lost overnight. It fades quietly through inactivity. The small stabilizer muscles in your ankles, calves, and hips weaken when they're not used, and your body's internal GPS, the sensory system that keeps you upright, starts to lose precision. But the moment you start training those muscles again, they wake up. Simple exercises like standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, heel to toe walking, or gentle yoga poses like tree or warrior two can reignite those neural pathways. You don't need fancy equipment, you just need consistency. Balance, like strength, grows through repetition. Now let's talk about energy, that elusive spark that so many people think they've lost after 60. What most don't realize is that energy isn't found, it's produced. Your muscles contain mitochondria, tiny power plants that convert nutrients and oxygen into usable energy. The more you move, the more mitochondria your body builds. The less you move, the more they shut down. That's why exercise, even short bursts, often feels like turning on a light switch. You're literally generating new energy factories inside your cells. Combine that movement with proper nutrition, enough protein, healthy fats, and especially vitamin D and magnesium, and you give your mitochondria the fuel they need to thrive. Then comes confidence, perhaps the most underrated health benefit of all. When you start rebuilding your strength and balance, you don't just move better, you believe better. You start trusting your body again. You stop hesitating before standing up, climbing stairs, or going out for walks. Every time you move without fear, your brain rewires itself to associate movement with safety, not risk. That's how confidence is built, not by thinking about it, but by doing something every day that reminds you of your capability. And here's the amazing part, these three feed each other. When your balance improves, you move more. When you move more, your energy rises. When your energy rises, your confidence grows, and that confidence motivates you to move even more, creating a self-sustaining loop of vitality. Dr. Kelly McGonigal, in her book, The Joy of Movement, explains this beautifully. Movement doesn't just change how your body feels, it changes how you feel about yourself. It sparks hope, resilience, and a deeper sense of control. For older adults, this isn't just physical fitness, it's emotional renewal. So start small. A few leg lifts while holding a counter, a 5-minute walk after each meal, a daily dose of sunlight and vitamin D. These small acts signal your body to rebuild its balance systems, recharge its energy, and restore its confidence. You don't have to move fast, you just have to move with purpose. With every step, every lift, every stretch, you're telling your body, I still own this. And the moment you start to feel that inner strength again, when you stand taller, move steadier, and walk with that quiet sense of control, you'll realize something profound. You never truly lost your energy or confidence. They were simply waiting for you to move again. A daily health ritual to keep your legs and your life strong doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler it is, the more powerful it becomes. What matters isn't intensity or time spent, consistency. Because strength, especially after 60, isn't built in a single workout. It's built in the small, repeated choices you make every day. These choices tell your body, I'm staying active, I'm staying strong, I'm still in charge. Here's what that daily ritual might look like, not a routine to dread, but one to look forward to. Brushing your teeth or having your morning coffee. You start your day with sunlight, 10 to 15 minutes if you can. That light doesn't just wake you up. It activates your body's production of vitamin D and sets your circadian rhythm, helping you sleep better at night and move more naturally during the day. If sunlight isn't possible, you take your vitamin D3 supplement with breakfast along with magnesium or a meal rich in leafy greens and nuts to help it absorb. Then comes movement, but not in the way most people imagine. You don't need to sweat buckets or push yourself to exhaustion. You just need to activate your body. Try this: stand tall, do 10 slow squats, rise onto your toes for 10 calf raises, and lift one leg at a time for 10 seconds each. That's less than 3 minutes, yet it tells your brain and muscles, we're alive, we're working, we're growing. If you can repeat this routine 2 or 3 times a day, morning, midday, and evening, these microbursts of strength stimulate your circulation and prevent stiffness from settling in. Throughout your day, look for movement opportunities. Take stairs when possible. Stand up and sit down from a chair without using your hands. Do gentle stretches while watching TV. Every small action compounds. As Dr. David Sinclair writes in Lifespan, what we do daily, not occasionally, determines how we age. Nutrition is the other pillar of your ritual. Focus on meals that fuel muscle and stabilize energy. Protein at every meal, colorful vegetables for antioxidants, healthy fats for joint and brain health, and hydration to keep everything flowing. Think of every bite as an investment in your mobility and independence. And don't forget recovery, because rest isn't weakness, it's when your body builds. Sleep at least 7 hours, stretch before bed, and reflect with gratitude for what your body allowed you to do today. Gratitude itself has measurable effects on your stress hormones and inflammation. This daily ritual isn't about chasing youth, it's about preserving power. It's about teaching your body that you still demand strength, balance, and vitality, and it will respond. In just a few weeks, you'll notice you stand taller, your legs feel steadier, and your energy lasts longer through the day. Think of this ritual as a promise, a quiet, daily commitment to yourself. 10 minutes for your body, a moment for your breath, a dose of sunlight, a handful of nutrients. That's all it takes to keep your legs and your life strong, because health isn't built in grand gestures or perfect plans. It's built in the steady rhythm of small choices made with big intention. Your body has carried you through decades. This ritual is how you say thank you by giving it the movement, nourishment, and care it deserves. Do it today, do it tomorrow, and one day you'll look back and realize something remarkable. You didn't just age well, You lived strong.